Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talking Shit. This is your host, Don't Know Shit Doug. And as always, I have Ryan to the right of me, and welcome back to the studio, Angelo, my heterosexual life partner. What's going on, buddy? How was everything?
Everything's good. You know, same old shit. Same old toilet. Waiting for someone to flush it. That's it. Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to flush your own toilets.
No way. I'll leave it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it for the next guy.
Wipe front to back and flush your own toilets.
Yeah.
That's right.
Enjoy my flavor.
Oh, yeah? You just let it settle in?
Why not?
All right. So everybody, I'm seeing Angelo use the restroom. Make sure you don't follow him.
Since we're talking about that, I have to say that I worked for a repair shop in Garden City, and the cops over there, they used to go in there all the time. It was like a place that the police would chill. And after the cops went in there, bro, I don't know what they were doing. They must have been holding their kneecaps and just blowing it. Like, it was like you go in there afterwards, and it was like, damn, man. The whole back of the toilet was all messed up. Yeah, it sucked.
So that was their like personal toilet for when they were on the road?
Yeah, they like to go to the, I don't know why, but they used to hang out over there. It was the
Like, we hate this guy. Every cop just goes in there and shits all over the guy's toilet.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, it was Garden City, like their like village police.
Village,
yeah.
Oh man,
Little privileged cops.
had to follow up after a cop.
Yeah. I mean, nah. So like, you know, make sure if I had to go, bro, I left. I didn't go there. You know, forget that.
Hold it till you get home.
Yeah, it was messed up. I mean, if you think about like, I hate any of that. I could never do construction. Like, I would never want to like shit in a porta potty.
That's the worst thing ever, bro. I did that for a while.
Get the fucking splash black and the blue shit.
Freezing cold day. You're in there, you know, dropping trowel, you know. You're wearing like long johns, insulated pants, a fucking heated vest and shit. And then you go in there and it's like freezing your ass off trying to take a shit, you know. Or it's so cold you don't even want to take your dick out to piss. You're like, Jesus Christ. You know?
So I got to say, I luckily work in construction, but we work at the back half of it. So the bathroom's already created, the floor's already built, carpeting's are usually going in, or flooring's
the hole
going
in the wall's even drilled for the glory hole. Doug just has to kneel down and do his work.
Bro, they also put the tape around there so your dick's in, like,
No, it doesn't chafe.
Yeah, exactly.
No one likes chafed glory holes.
Right, exactly. There's writing above it, lets you know what's going on, scheduling for the
It
glory.
says Doug's here from 8 to 4.
Oh boy.
Doesn't even take lunch.
So what a big week this week was, huh? I mean, our commander in chief has been going to town this week.
Commander in chief.
I mean, he started filling out his documents almost right away.
Yeah, hit the ground running.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of those documents that got put into place, I mean, we were asking for them. I thought they were going to take 2-3 weeks. But the crazy part is my Instagram is blowing up with a bunch of liberals sitting there bitching about eggs. And they're like, well, he's been in office for 4 days and the eggs price hasn't gone down. And I'm looking at the situation and I'm like, the inflation rate for Biden and Harris didn't go down for 3.5 years. It took them 3.5 years for the inflation rate to drop. But here we are 4 days into Trump's term, and they're asking for such high demand. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it's liberal stuff. I can't believe they're bitching about the price of eggs now.
Yeah, it took them this long.
You're a little late to the party, man.
Yeah. No, it's going to take a little bit for the prices to come down. I mean, you know, you sign those executive orders and then it's going to take like 6 months or more for them to really kick in. And then also that's saying that, you know, a lot of them don't get litigated because they will get litigated. I'm sure, you know, they're going to try to stop it however they can.
Well, there's a few definitely that aren't really going to go anywhere. I mean, the fact that he wrote, what is the documentation that he filled out? The presidential,
Pardons?
Well, he did the
1,500 pardon.
He did the pardon, but what is the actual document that he was signing?
Executive orders?
Thank you. The executive order. Perfect. So one of the executive orders was going against the 14th Amendment. So he said that people that are coming over illegally and having babies here shouldn't be allowed to be
natural citizens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that one's probably not going to go anywhere. He did write he did write the order. He put it into place. He doesn't know how far it's going to go. It's probably going to go nowhere because it's going directly against our Constitution. And the way our Constitution was written, it wasn't written to protect ourselves from people that came over here on vacation during the 9.5 what is it, the third trimester, 9.5 months into a pregnancy, so they could poop out a baby here in America, and now they're citizens. So nobody thought that people were going to be doing this. So they didn't write the amendments to actually.
Is it the 14th Amendment? I thought that had to do with like ratifying property.
No, it's the 14th Amendment. Yeah. I know this more so now because people have been so up in arms about the situation.
Yeah, but when was it added? Because, forefathers probably didn't put that in there. They added amendments to the Constitution as time goes on.
Yeah. And I mean, well, besides all that, I mean, I know that those amendments were put in during like the slave times and everything like that. And there was reasons for that. And then what else? Well, basically these executive orders and challenges to the law and how they're written. So laws are interpreted, right? And so there is a possibility of interpretation being different than how we've all seen it forever. That's really all it's about. Once you get that, if there's any like reasonable doubt that, oh, wait a minute, they didn't really mean this. That's why the Second Amendment is so hard for anybody to change or do anything with. Yeah. It's just super vague. It's like, it's kind of vague and is broad.
Well, I mean, it does have its place, and I've argued this point many a times with people. I mean, the right to bear arms and the right to protect yourself from a tyrannical government. And everybody's like, well, in this day and age, there won't be any tyrannical government, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, look at China, look at Germany. I mean, Germany first went through and took all the guns away. Right after they took the guns away, they started rounding people up and sending them to camps where they can concentrate really well. So when it comes down to it, there are governments out there that still are in place and still out there. And then they were attacking our First Amendment when it came down to the internet. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg is now sitting on his hands and playing nice in the pool. But before he was about to go ahead and take away our First Amendment and go through and take down anything that you said against certain types of groups on the internet, as opposed to you just being able to speak freely, speak your mind, whether people like it or don't. The First Amendment's not there for the people that you like. The First Amendment's there for the people that you disagree with. They're able to go off and spout and say whatever the hell they want. And look at England right now. If you watch anything on that's a Republican-based viewer, you could actually go to jail for 15 years right now. That means if I send you something here from America that has Republican views and you view it on your phone, you may go to jail for 15 years.
I don't know completely if that's 100% like that, but I have heard that like in England or parts of Europe or whatever, where there's people posted something online and then the next thing you know, like the police over there are busted through the door and shit, which is crazy. Oh, you posted this online. We're taking you in.
I mean,
right.
I have seen things where people over there have been getting arrested for that kind of shit and far higher amounts than Russia or China.
Yeah.
Even America, more people get arrested than Russia does for fucking posting things on Facebook or Instagram or whatever.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, at this
we're
point,
the free country, so.
Yeah, and then in America, we got swatting. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You imagine.
What do you mean?
Swatting? All right, so swatting is basically somebody's, let's say you're a live streamer and you're playing a video game or something, and that's what you do, whatever. And somebody finds out where you live and they don't like your content or they just want to, harass you. They call the local police or whatever in your area and then call in yeah, he's got bomb making materials and blah, blah, blah in his house or whatever. They do something to make the cops oh man, we got to go, stop this. And so they'll be on their live cast and then the fucking local police bust down the door behind them and tackle them and shit on the live stream.
Oh, that's awesome. Do they use that battering ram thing that shoots through the door and just rips the door off?
Yeah. And then usually the guy's whoa, what's happening, right?
He's sitting there in his underwear eating Cheetos. He's oh.
No, he's on his stream, doing what he's normally doing, trying to make his money or whatever he does with it. But, those are a problem. I mean, yeah. So that's wow, that happens here. I don't know if that happens in other parts of the world, but yeah, man, First Amendment, censorship is an issue for sure. I mean, we all know that China censors their people like crazy.
Not only censorship, but Obama repealed like a propaganda act, and like it was basically that like propaganda can't be used against American citizens by media, and that's why like Trump coming into office and the past couple elections and all this shit that's been going on has been like propaganda against one party or another.
Yeah.
They were historically, they never did, and they were never really allowed to do, according to this shit.
Yeah.
But there was like some propaganda act that Obama repealed and got rid of, since it's been in place since like they were doing like their whole fucking experiments on propaganda, you know? So that's why like everything's been so one-sided, and like, you know, the Fox is like all about, you know, Republicans, and CNN was all about Democrats, and like, you know, talking shit about each other and everything. If you look at news back in the day, there's certain demographics that they lean towards, but they weren't anything like it was been in the past 10 years, you know?
Yeah.
And now it's, you know, it's just crazy that they're doing it, you know? And that propaganda is basically state-run television, you know?
Yeah.
That's it, you know? So it's like most of the stations are Democrat, and when you're watching news, you're watching the agenda, you know? And then you just had like Fox News that was like, yeah, that shit's all bullshit. And everyone's like, oh yeah, you like Fox News, yeah? You can put on your tinfoil hat and fucking vote Trump and kill fucking black people. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? You know?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Just because I like America?
Yeah. Oh, you know, well, that's the other thing that's crazy about it too, right? It's like if you like America, if you have a fucking flag outside your house,
Oh yeah.
if you like have pride for your country in any way, you're MAGA and you're bad.
Yeah.
You're MAGA. You're part of that cult, that
That's-
MAGA cult.
That's insane, you know. That's insane, you know. 'Cause I mean, growing up, I don't ever really remember it really being like that. But at the same time, I didn't, you know,
Bro,
follow
when
it much.
they're taking the Pledge of Allegiance
Yeah,
out of schools, American public fucking schools.
yeah,
But they're putting in rainbow flags.
Like, that's how you know. That's how you know
yeah,
we lost the soul of our country, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like people are like, oh, because it says God in there. It's like, yeah, but everyone has a God. Everybody has a God, except the atheist. Everybody has a God, you know? Even people who worship the devil. The devil is their God, you know? It's
And,
like,
and to be honest with you, when it comes down
it's
to
God. It doesn't say believe in Jesus. It says God, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
that God part was put in at a later date. That wasn't written into the first, what was it? The first round of it. It was brought in like I think it was like the 40s or the 30s. They added that line.
oh, yeah?
They also saluted. They used to salute like the Hail Hitler salute to the flag.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
speak.
that became unpopular with the Hitler
Yeah, it was
thing.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, oh man, this is
We're
bad
gonna
news.
do our own
Let's do
thing.
that.
Yeah.
That seems like a very popular salute this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elon Musk got a lot of fire for that one.
Yeah.
I mean,
He was doing it kind of wild though.
he did it. He totally did it on purpose.
Yeah.
But like he knew like his defense going into it, because there's a lot of them that do it. Like, oh, my heart goes out to you. Like he did it. Like he did it on purpose,
Yeah.
just to stir the controversy, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, come on, bro.
Exactly.
Come on, bro. You know, you're bringing heat down. You know, that's like that's like selling drugs in front of your house. You know?
It is good though, right? So like they were for the last, you know, the last bit of like, you know, her campaign, you know, the Democrats pushing hard, and they're like, damn, what could we come up with? Oh, he's a Nazi.
Yeah.
We're going with the Nazis, guys.
Nazi.
Yeah, Adolf is in the house, you know, and then so yeah, exactly.
The Yahtzees. Always the Yahtzees.
That was like a little, maybe that was a
Yeah, that was
backhanded kind of way of doing it or whatever, you know, like sly.
Yeah.
But
Well, see, here's my issue with that. When it comes down to them being all up in arms about it, and then being like, "Oh, look at that gesture right there! Look at that! He's doing the old Yahtzee thing right there with his arm and he's up there."
the
That,
Yahtzee.
that of course, is not a. He's not my heart to yours, because you put your hands up, not down, not like that.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, oh, okay, cool, I
The Roman
understand.
salute.
But you guys can't really stay on this high horse, and this when you sit there and talk about his symbolism during something that, well, what was it, Trump's ball, and then 6 months ago, throughout all the Palestine protests, everybody was out there like, we need to kill Israel, death to Israel. And I'm like, yo, you guys are getting really mad about him doing that arm thing, but you guys were totally wanting to burn Israel to the ground. 6 months ago. Like, what side of the fence do you want to be on? Are you pro-Palestine and want to burn all the Jews to the ground and be anti the guy who did the Nazi symbol? Like, what's going on here? I just don't get what's going on in your brains. I'm not condoning any action that's involved here. I'm not saying anybody's good or bad. I'm just saying, like, guys, pick a fucking side. Are you pro burning Jews to the ground and Israel to the ground, or are you like want Israel to be happy and go lucky and you're anti all German swagger? I don't get it. But that's me.
Yeah, so you know what's
Good
crazy?
stupid rant.
What?
Good stupid rant.
Yeah.
That's my stupid rant. Doug don't know shit. Please, liberals, tell me
You know
what you...
I think we need like a Doug stupid rant of the week kind of thing going. You know?
Yeah, we need an intro for that one. But Snoop Dogg though, man, you know Snoop Dogg, he just like, I don't know, he did something for his ball or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting
Such
so
a
much
hypocrite.
shit now. Yeah, they're like, you fucking traitor.
Yeah, because when Trump first got elected, he was like, "Yo, fuck Trump," like all this shit.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
Like now he's out there like, "Yo, Trump for shizzle my nizzle."
I said that last week when I saw that he back in 2017. He's like, "Oh, you Uncle Tom, blah blah blahs. If you deal with Trump, then I hate you. I'm gonna come like do my thing against you. A rap battle, blah blah blah. I don't know, whatever they do." And then now he's in there dancing.
So
for Trump.
speaking of like rapping, did you see Rosie O'Donnell's rap?
No.
Oh my god, I thought I sent it to you guys.
Yep, I did. Tom
Rosie
McDonald.
Rosie O'Donnell and Tom McDonald were like rapping. There was like a diss track.
Really?
It was beautiful. Yeah,
It was actually pretty fucking funny. I'm like, this is really Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, her and Tom met up, and she was like, "I want to do something," and he's like, "All right, cool. I have no problem with that." I mean, he's been a Trumper since the beginning. He's pro-America. I mean, Tom McDonald is awesome.
Yeah.
Honestly, I wish
I like him.
I wish Eminem would now battle him because I don't think that Eminem has a leg to stand on now. But I think it'd be a lot more funny going into this when you're able to throw your political beliefs and your moral beliefs around. Because before they were children, they really didn't know what was going on in their relationship and like between the two. And Eminem rolled on him the first battle round. But I think if they came back and did something new,
Yeah, I didn't see it. I don't really care about battle raps.
I don't either.
not
I mean, to be
into it
honest with
anymore.
you, like I don't really think that there's anything.
I think
to
I
see-
listen to Rosie O'Donnell rap now before I listen to Eminem's new shit. But
Yes, sir.
oh my god, I thought it was just great. And then what's the other guy? The guy was like, "Beans don't burn on the grill." Who was singing that? Fucking,
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
yeah, who sings that?
Beans
fucking-
don't burn on the grill. I thought that was the what was it? That was the intro to
Yeah, I don't
The
care about
Jeffersons.
intro. No,
yeah, that's the intro to the
no, there
Jeffersons.
was a rapper that did the fucking song.
Oh, he redid it? No,
I don't
I
know.
couldn't tell you, dude.
One of them dirty South rappers, right? But like he
Okay.
did something for Trump.
I bet
and
you
they were
he's a
giving him
little.
shit about it, right?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't little. What the fuck, man? It's not Usher. It's like, I don't know, one of them motherfuckers. And they were giving him shit about it. And he's like, I was invited to do like the inauguration or whatever. He's like, for the president. He goes,
Yeah.
I don't care who the president is. I'm not taking sides. I'm like, he's like, this is my country. I was asked to come do this
Yeah.
for the president. He's like, I would have did it if they asked me if Kamala won or if fucking, if, when Biden won, I would have did it. You know, he's like, it's an honor for me to be there at the inauguration for the president and do this thing. He's like, people are giving me shit because it's Trump or whatever. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I did this because this is my country. I believe in my country. I like my country. I don't care, particularly who the president is, but I was honored to go there and perform for the president or at the inauguration or whatever, I was like, yeah, that's the way it should be, right? He's like, I didn't get paid for it. Like the other fucking people that were promoting Kamala's bullshit, getting millions of dollars to fucking rap for Kamala.
Yeah.
And put her in debt, 20 mil.
I mean, what's her name? Carrie Underwood, right?
Yeah.
I think she was on there. And you know what's crazy? Like, that thing got messed up. Did you notice that?
Oh, yeah. No, and then she went on Capella.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
pretty good. And
She's
the whole
like,
room
"Fuck
started
this, I
singing
don't-"
for her.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think that was better. I honestly think that was better than even having the audio.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because we
I
were like, everybody was kind of silent, waiting around, like, oh damn, the track done broke. You know, like I don't know how that happens because I mean, you can still hear their audio. But
I became a Carrie Underwood fan that day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, she got so much, so much backlash from like The View or whatever. She was on that show, right? Wasn't she on like The View or some shit?
What, as a guest?
I don't know. I thought she was on I thought she was like a member of The View, but I guess not. I have no idea. I don't watch that. I have no idea. Maybe not.
No. I believe she's just a professional singer.
Yeah. I don't know.
She stays in her lane.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like crazy, man. I mean, they're still upset, man. Cities are burning and shit like that, but that don't matter.
Yeah, none of that matters.
Fucking cities are ashes right now. It's all good.
Well,
All
right, let's go ahead and crack that one open. I mean, when it comes down to cities of ashes and cities of water, Trump, once again, within the first week, 4 days in, the man hasn't slept. He's just been going like a fucking robot from one spot to another, signing papers, documents. I think this weekend he's decided to get all the Republicans together. And honestly, I hope they beat the shit out of Mitch McConnell. I hope they all got down there and just started punching that old dude in his fucking turkey neck.
He looks like a turtle.
Right. With this, a turtle and a turkey had a baby because that neck like flobble thing that he's got going on there. Yeah. Between I despise that man. I'm like, you are the biggest rhino in existence.
Fucking Nelly. That was I can't think of the
Nelly.
fucking guy's name. Yeah, Nelly, bro. That
Oh
was
yeah,
the
we just
rapper.
brought it back.
Yeah.
The senile old man just showed up to the party. Okay.
He had a Biden moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My leg hairs.
4 years of Biden, I'm trying to forget everything.
Cockroaches because of my leg hairs. On that moment. So yes, Mitch McConnell comes through. We were having our vote just recently for Pete.
Yeah.
And Pete everybody was voting for it. He was going to get pretty much the
Secretary of Defense.
exactly.
Yeah.
He was getting voted for Secretary of Defense.
Right.
Everything was going smoothly. We had all the votes we needed. We knew we're 2 Republicans and we're going to bail out, but we're like, that'll give us 51. Not a problem. We'll be smooth sailing. Then this old fucking turkey-necked turtle dude walks up, silent as the grave, doesn't talk to anybody about it, doesn't let anybody know what his intentions are, and I still want to know what his intentions are, goes up and votes against him. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We finally put all our duckies in a row. We got everything lined up to have exactly what we want to push the next 4 years forward exactly the way we need it to go, with no hesitations on making this country better. And you sit there and get in our fucking way? Like, who voted you in? Kentucky, rethink your decisions. This goes out to all you guys in Kentucky right now. Rethink your decisions when it comes down to voting for this fucking asshole the next go around if he lives through it. But
I don't
gonna
think
do term
Kentucky guys
limits.
have internet, so they're probably not going to.
no, we have followers down there. This goes out to the guys that are listening to us so far. And yeah, we appreciate you guys and we love you.
Yeah.
I see you guys. I see you guys. These guys up here don't watch.
Moonshine in the woods somewhere. like-
And that moonshine is delicious.
they gave us a shout out.
Yeah.
Apple pie moonshine is delicious. So, when it comes down to it, we had to get Vance to step in and be the deciding vote this week. And he came through with flying colors, rushed in there, and he's like, really? I could understand the other two, but Mitch, are you kidding me? And then he went up there and he's like, all right, well, since I have to vote again, I'll vote. And he went up there and he's like, yep, that'll be 51 for Pete. And then push Pete through, which was the most awesome thing.
Yeah.
I was chewing my nails through that one, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I really...
Nah, man. Mitch McConnell, man, that guy's a fucking old man. He's senile as fuck. I mean, they had him standing up at one. I remember he was like a year ago, and he was standing at some like fucking thing in a news conference. They're talking to him, and he was like, just blank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like, and the person, his handler or whatever the fuck, was like, yo, you gotta answer something. And he I don't even know what he said.
They had to fucking whisk him away.
Yeah, like, all right, we gotta shut this down, guys. Yeah, the term limit shit has to happen. Like, they need to pass that.
Yeah,
like,
they need
Right.
to age out. They can't keep fucking going, man. It's like ridiculous.
he's voting.
That's
No,
a
he
big
don't even
fucking-
know what the fuck he's voting on. Probably.
Yeah, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He was told. Like, it's the same thing with Biden.
He
Like,
forgot
they
by the time he got there.
Yeah, they came up there and they were just like, yo, look, you're going to go up there and say no. Like, it doesn't matter what it is.
Just no.
No. That's all you need to know is no. Go up there,
man.
no.
Fucking,
He's like,
fucking
he
pump.
went out there, he's like, No. Yes, there's too many letters for him to remember. No.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts, man. And that's the funny thing is, man, there's like people that I know that like, you know, aren't really for Trump.
Yeah.
That like think like the base is like Mitch McConnell. And it's like, oh, you know, these old timer, crazy fucking Christians, whatever, you know. And I'm like, dude, that guy is not Trump. That guy's not part of the Trump thing.
No.
He's like, he's not. He's old school Republican puppet. He's been in there too fucking long. They're all buddies. They're all on the same fucking team. It's you know, it's like, you know, Trump's like the new guy on the softball team, bro. And they're just throwing balls at him. You know, they're like, just fucking hit him, get him off the mound. You know, like fucking get him off the fucking the fucking batter's fucking cage. You know, just fuck that guy. You know, and like. Mitch McConnell's up there just like, yeah, I know I'm on your team, but he's throwing balls at him anyway. You know, it's like, it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And even like Nancy Pelosi, she's going to run again or whatever.
Oh,
Something
Jesus.
like that.
You
She's
know,
still going.
Just the fact that like
She's like a
Her
skeleton.
city's burning.
yeah, like dude, Nancy Pelosi has like the lowest approval rating. She's the most fucking worthless fucking piece of shit.
Yeah.
There's everything out there about how she just like robs and steals. Like every meeting she comes out of, she makes millions of dollars in stocks off of.
It's crazy.
Everybody like she's like so exposed. She's so out there. There's nobody voting for her. And that's like the thing, right? Like they talked about how like the election was rigged.
Yeah.
And that's the national election. That's a big election.
Yeah.
And it was somehow fucking rigged. And they found evidence of it. They found proof of it. These machines were fucking corrupted. These people tallying votes, bringing in extra boxes of shit. You know, like
Dropping
all
them in
these
the
all these
streets.
fucking things, man. There's documentaries about how they fucking rigged it. And now you're talking about these little local elections where they're voting senators. And like AOC. AOC didn't even know she was on the ballot. AOC was like, what am I? I'm a senator now? Like, she's like, I'm going to the House of Representatives, you know? Like, there was a story about her bringing a suitcase because she thought she was moving in, you know? And, like, I believe it because she was a dumb, worthless bitch.
She's still a dumb worthless bitch.
Yeah.
Hasn't
Ain't
changed.
shit changed.
She's just rich now.
She's rich. Yeah, she has $9 million.
Yeah,
Versus the
she's
$38.
loaded now.
Damn,
Yep.
bro. So the goal in life is to become a senator.
Exactly.
Yeah. Be a senator and then make sure that you are in the room where it happens so that you can see where to put your money.
Let me ask you a question.
You just got to go with the team.
The dude from Pennsylvania that was wearing, they got pissed off. He was wearing like fucking
Yeah, he's wearing
sweatshirts.
sweatpants and shit. He's getting sworn in with fucking sweatpants on. We're like,
Yeah,
that
what the
guy's
hell-
a senator? He had a stroke 3 days ago. He's up there fucking drooling and shit. And I'm like, that guy's a fucking senator. They're like, yeah, we need him. You know? Like,
Yeah. I don't even remember what his name is. The fucking bald guy.
yeah, I don't
But,
remember his name either.
I
man.
wonder how
He's
much money
fucking-
he's made. He's been in there for like a year or so now, right?
Yeah, dude, they get fucking the
Mills?
guy's propped up. No,
Yeah,
he's been in there. He's been in there longer than that.
Really?
I think he's on his second term.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And if they get 2 terms, they get reelected.
Yeah.
They get a pension for life.
Well, speaking
That's
of,
crazy.
Speaking of Pennsylvania, when it came down to Trump flying into North Carolina this week, he sat down with the North Carolinians and he was like, "Hey, is that what you call them? Do you call them North Carolinians?"
I don't know.
What the fuck you call them?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what their
shit.
title is. Hey guys, you guys go ahead and send us something in
I
our.
think they're still Americans though, right?
Oh, the 100% American. Actually, they're more American than most. But
Carolinians.
yeah, the Carolinians.
Carolinians.
Maybe it's Carolinian.
Go ahead and put
Let's
that in
go
our
Carolinians.
put that in our comment. Let us know what you're called.
Oh my god. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
from the north. We got Carolinians from the north.
are there Carolinians from the north and then the South Carolinians? So, he flew in there and he's like, yeah, I'm going to fix the roads. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden, I was looking through my social media feed and I saw this thing from the Amish and they're like, hey, we did some work before for you. We like to go down to North Carolina. Hey, if you want to go ahead and hit us up, we're ready to work. We're ready to get to work. We'll go ahead and pump out a lot more work.
Wait. There's something that doesn't make sense about this.
Sure. What? Hit me.
The Amish
The Amish.
on Instagram.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
They don't have electricity. So
no.
who's doing that, bro?
It was the Rumspringer ones.
You're absolutely correct. They do not personally go on there, but they have people that represent them that do go on social media and then will talk for them so that they can go ahead and get their bids and get out there for work. Like, I don't know if you know this, but you know all those little fireplaces that you put in your house that, what was it, the little gas
heater?
fireplaces? those are made by the Amish. So somebody has to go out there and market for them and get them out on the internet so they can get them worldwide and sell all those little fuckers. So, the Amish do have representatives for them.
I don't believe that.
Oh,
this shit's made in China, bro. I got one of them.
Look it up for yourself.
You ever see those guys build a barn?
Yeah.
Dude, they built
like
like a fucking giant barns in like 8 minutes. You're like, Jesus Christ.
You ever seen them
It's
move
like
them?
That's what I'm
70 of
saying.
them.
There's like 60, yeah, exactly. 67 of them hold it. They pick the fucking thing up and walk with it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They're like, oh, Jimmy died. Okay, let's move his barn to Mike's house. And they fucking carry the thing 400 miles.
That's
You're like, what the
crazy.
fuck are they doing, bro?
Yeah.
I know who built the pyramids. The Amish.
Yeah, exactly.
Their horses are out there just relaxing in the field,
Yeah.
just waiting, hanging out.
Crazy.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's like, it's one of the 7th wonders of the world.
The
Yeah, it's
Amish.
funny. Yeah, it's actually funny though, man, because like Trump had huge support from the Amish, which is kind of fucking weird to think.
Yeah.
But like they were out there with their buggies and fucking like
With
they
Trump
held
flags.
rallies.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
they
they
held
rally.
their own rallies for Trump, bro. It was
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
They rallied up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the big thing with that is because the FDA and the fucking USDA and all the bullshit was cracking down on Amish farms.
Yeah,
you
the
would go,
farm
you
one,
could
yeah.
go to fucking, you could go to Pennsylvania and buy, meat from Amish farms and fucking unpasteurized milk and unpasteurized fucking butter and shit.
Yeah.
And Biden administration was shutting that shit down, bro. They were going in raiding fucking farms. Fucking taking
Coming in with
cattle
the-
from the
Oh my
Amish,
God.
yeah.
Coming in with
They're
guns
like,
and
yo,
shit.
these things don't have antibiotics in them. Fuck that. They gotta come with us. Like,
That, and they weren't
Good.
doing it organically. And it's like these guys have been doing it for 400 years the
yeah,
same
if
exact
anything's
way.
organic, it's these motherfuckers. You know? Like,
It's like the most organic you could get.
Right.
yeah, it's like a different level of cow that they have. It's like an A2 cow or some shit. I was like reading into it because I was gonna go buy fucking like steaks and
Like
stuff.
a genetically altered cow.
No, it's a non-genetically altered cow. That's what it is. Like the genetically altered shit is A1 shit that we buy at the supermarket
Right,
or whatever.
Yeah.
I might have the numbers wrong or whatever. But like it's like they have non-genetically modified. Like they have like bloodline cows that go back hundreds of years that like don't exist in regular commercial farming anymore. Like these
That's
things are
crazy.
extinct.
Yeah.
They're like dinosaurs.
Maybe
you know?
they want to control it because they're scared they're gonna fuck the other cow.
Right.
Or the bulls.
Yeah.
The bulls.
Yeah,
are
the
those-
bulls go
are the-
in and fucking yeah.
Then you'll have ABC cows.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck. Yeah.
Like half genetically thing comes out. That's where you get the two-headed cows. You know?
Yeah. Shit.
You got
Well,
little
double
Down
the meat.
syndrome cows running around.
Well, that's like the Monsanto seeds. Like if you're
Yeah.
growing a nice crop that's completely non-GMO, and all of a sudden the genetically modified organism plant next door decides to go ahead and shoot its pollen up in the air, and it lands on your crop, then once if they check your crop after in harvest season, and it comes up with this particular the genetically modified genome inside of it,
Yeah.
they can actually go over and sue you for it
Oh.
because your crop was pollinated with the genetically modified seeds.
You know those seeds exist?
Because they,
Fauci.
Yeah, I wish I could blame him. Those seeds exist because in
Fuck that guy.
commercial farming,
Yeah.
the nutrient is so depleted of fucking nutrient. The soil is so depleted of nutrients that they had to create seeds that would grow in depleted
The
fucking
harshest-
soil,
Right.
right?
The harshest environment.
Yeah. So and then they chemically nutrient the fucking soil. So like they spray the fucking nutrients onto the soil and shit and in the water and everything else. And like crops wouldn't grow in that fucking field. They grow fucked up or whatever. So like they created these GMO fucking seeds. So like Monsanto was like, oh yeah, spray a fucking bug killer on it, which just totally ruined the soil. And they're like, oh well, here's some seeds that you can plant that'll grow in that fucked up soil. And then they're like, and then you need nutrients, so here's the nutrients to put in there. And then don't forget your pesticides, you know? And they're like, so now they sell them everything. You know, it's a full circle of fucking revenue for Monsanto and these other corporations.
Crazy.
And we get fed that shit.
Yeah.
So in Haiti when the giant earthquake came through and just basically destroyed everything.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they got more mud, so they're making more mud cookies.
Oh, they love the mud cookies. Like, hey, don't take away from the mud cookies, okay? I'm not saying anything bad about mud cookies. What I'm saying is during that big earthquake, Monsanto was like, hey, you know what, guys? We're going to go ahead and send you a shit ton of seeds, on us. Don't worry, it's free. And they brought all their seeds into the center of the square, and they set their seeds on fire. And they're like, we don't want this in our land. We don't want this anywhere around our property. Yeah. We're doing it natural. We love the way we used to, we farmed forever. We're not trying to pollute our people. And that's the big thing about RFK right now. RFK Jr. is huge about that. He's like, he wants to get rid of all of that fucking pollutants. He wants to get rid of all of the processed
so
foods.
much fucked up shit, man. Even in, the fuck is that? In the rainforest down there?
Brazil?
Yeah, in Brazil.
Colombia.
So, they found all these structures there, right? And there's an explorer that went down there back in the day, a Spanish explorer.
Was it a cocaine facility?
And he was like, oh man, everybody's just running around. But so he wrote in his diary about how he was sailing down the river there, and he fucking saw civilizations with millions of people living there, right?
Yeah.
And the theory is that he brought disease there and wiped all these people out, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And so he wrote about all the civilizations. I think it was Magellan. He wrote all about how all the civilizations were he saw these advanced structures and everything. And then the rainforest grew over that, right? So now, whatever it is, 100, 200, 300, 400 years later, they're doing that ground penetrating radar, and they're seeing all these structures, and they're uncovering all these structures in the rainforest that they didn't previously think existed. Yeah. But what they found there is that they had this soil that they made. And it's this black soil that was man-made. And they can't figure out exactly how they did it, but they basically, because, from farming, it depletes the soil. So they made this artificial soil that they would mix in with regular dirt and nutriize whatever the fuck the soil, so they could keep farming the same lands and keep growing crops.
Yeah.
Because all of the plants in the fucking rainforest down there are not natural plants. They're all plants that were brought in,
Oh, really?
And it just, when these people started dying off and the civilization started dying from disease and whatever, these plants just overgrew everything and just took over, because it was just,
there was nothing to stop.
There was nothing to fucking, there's no predators. That's why it's such a dense population of fucking plant life, because there's nothing there eating it, there's nothing,
So the hippopotamuses weren't the first intrusive.
Not the cocaine ones.
No, they weren't the first intrusive things. No, it was the stupid plants.
Plant life first. And then the plants, eventually brought the birds and the animals and all the life that's there now. But it grew to such a density because they didn't have the insects eating the fucking leaves and eating fucking, birds eating shit and fucking whatever the fuck else, down there eating shit,
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, but they're they're trying to figure out how the fuck they made this soil. They call it black soil, and
black gold.
Yeah. And it's why can't we do something like that?
Yeah, it's
we
crazy.
could.
Right? In modern society, why can't we create soil to fucking hydrate these fucking fields and grow quality crops instead of making bullshit crops grow in this fucked up soil and being it's food.
but hold on a second. I have to step in here and say the liberals are so upset that their free labor is leaving the country. So who's going to pick all these crops once we grow all of them?
That's another funny thing I hear all the time.
Yeah.
I hear that so much, man. It's you want cheap labor, I'm like, dude, first of all, there's always going to be young people that will work for money.
Yeah.
Always, right? When I was young, I used to go to Yam, and they had a fucking board up there of odd jobs. Old people needed their fucking gardens fucking weeded, lawns mowed. I would go down there every fucking weekend and find people that needed work and go do work every weekend when I was fucking 13, 14 years old,
So I got an idea. So instead of over in California, the farmers handing out money, which usually you do a job and then they go ahead and hand you your money at the end of the week as a check, they go ahead and hand out meth. And That means that all of the people, all the homeless people of California can go and pick all the crops and then give them in. And then at the end of the day, they can get their serving of meth and then they can go do it. And then in the morning, they'll be back ready to go and ready to pick more crops. Is this a bad idea?
Terrible idea.
All right. Well,
give them the meth first.
What?
Give them the meth first, bro. They'd be done in an hour.
Well, hopefully they'll have enough meth.
all the crops will be picked. They'll be like, oh, shit, man, everything's done, man. You got another field somewhere? You'd be like, oh, man, good. Good, man.
Come back tomorrow.
Yeah. No, not even come back tomorrow. I got nothing for you to do tomorrow, man. Thanks.
Well, there's a lot of farms down
That's
there.
$20 a meth. Got this whole field pay. That would have been $8,000 for Mexicans, you know?
Well, there you go. See? Just go ahead and mix your assets around and make sure that you have enough meth ready to go for all the homeless people in California, and then you'll set yourself up properly.
The thing is, it's the same thing with minimum wage, right? Everyone's crying about minimum wage, minimum wage, minimum wage. Those minimum wage jobs exist for people who are young, uneducated, or for second jobs, you know?
Yep.
And an average adult shouldn't be working for minimum wage. They should have got an education or a skill or something to advance themselves in life, to be able to fucking pay for a house or have kids or whatever. The problem is that we have so many extra people in this country, there's not good enough jobs for them. We don't have jobs that exist anymore for people, you know, the factory workers aren't a thing anymore. There's no factories to work in, you know, there's no plants, there's nothing for these people to do. So now everyone's working for these minimum wage jobs. And then it's like, oh shit, we got to increase minimum wage. How does that help society? You know?
It doesn't. Well, see, here's the thing. It's like they're just going to outsource themselves. They want to come in and they want to complain about minimum wage jobs. And then you have places like McDonald's that are looking around for
looking to make fucking robots work.
Exactly.
You know?
So they're going to have two guys working in there that are going to get paid $100,000 a year
and not for
to
nothing,
basically program and run robots.
How much is the number one at McDonald's now? You know?
Right, exactly.
You could go to fucking Applebee's and get a fucking burger cheaper than fucking McDonald's. You know? It's like,
well, there used to be
insane.
There used to be a brand of jeans called Diesel Jeans. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. It used to be in the malls. And they used to sell for $350 a piece. And I'm like, why are jeans so fucking expensive? I can go to Walmart and I can get a good pair of jeans that'll last me for 6 months for maybe $50, $60. What the hell do you need to spend $300 and $350? I had to look it up and realize that these were American-based companies. They were paying people honest wages. And unfortunately, when you're paying people honest wages to do a labor-intensive job that doesn't really produce enough money to be able to pay these people properly, you have to charge $300.
You know what's crazy? Like, going on that a little bit. Also, like, you know, Obama has like a brother or something like that. Right?
Does he?
And like he was from Kenya or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
Kenya.
he came out and he was like, oh, I'm so thankful that, like, you know, the British or whoever came there and like colonized them, because otherwise they'd be like not
nothing.
You know, they wouldn't have the education, they wouldn't have what they have.
Yeah.
So and it's kind of crazy, but like, yeah, so the reason why I even bring that up is because, yeah, like, you know, you have China, their clothes kind of suck, but everything's fucked up over there. It's like tiny. But, you know, Gap, they were exposed for having like Indonesian, like child workers and like things like that. And like, even like the cocoa bean, right? Like, you love chocolate. Yo, that shit, like they're in like Africa or wherever fucking harvesting the fucking cocoa bean for like fucking pennies, bro, a month.
I think that's South America.
Well, whatever.
Like,
the point is that
Colombia,
they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid their equal wage.
Right.
No.
You know what I'm saying? But if they were, fucking chocolate would be retarded price, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
The people who complain about minimum wage are the people that order off Amazon. And those, you're not ordering from America. Like, none of that's America. None of it is American products at all. There's nothing sold on Amazon that's America.
For the most part.
You know, so it's like you're the first person to send your money to China or Indonesia or wherever, you know, to a company that fucking pays pennies to labor.
Yeah.
But you're complaining about minimum wage. You're complaining that people don't make a livable wage. And it's like, you're the first motherfucker, you know, and it's so stupid, you know. It's like, and again, you know, it's like people think, oh, well, if Amazon unionizes, okay, Amazon unionizes.
I think the reality is that we are not equal. So like, and what I mean by that is like, There's a place for you in society. You'll live. Your life will be whatever it is. It's what you make it. You
Right.
chose that.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and if you don't like that, then you need to change it. Right.
Yeah.
We've spoken on this
So
many
there's like
times, Ryan.
there's like levels in society. Like I mean, think about it, right? You have the poor or whatever, and the lower class, middle class, and then upper class, and then like super upper class, whatever. That's always been around.
Yeah.
That's been there forever.
Forever.
And
See,
now
I think there's a difference between educated and clever.
what?
I don't know what the fuck.
Well, you can
Here we go.
you can be clever, and you can move
Oh,
your
here
way.
we go. He said.
Yeah, you can move you can
There's
move
a
your
clever
way,
guy.
You can move your way up the ranks. You know, you as far as going to school and actually like learning from school books and whatnot, or you can learn your path to make a lot of money.
Education is a farcity, okay? And there's no truth in education. You're taught to believe that you know something other people don't know, but all you're doing is reciting bullshit that somebody else figured out. You're not intelligent for going to college.
Right.
99.99% of educated people don't make billions of dollars. Who are the people who make billions of dollars? Who are the billionaires?
Yeah.
The clever ones.
Who are the billionaires? They're clever. All right, you want to call them clever, but they come up with good ideas. They have connections. A lot of them have connections in areas, you know, like fucking Bill Gates' parents. His mother worked for the government. His father worked for like some other fucking software company or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he created Windows, which he stole from his fucking college roommate, dropped out of college, got government contracts because
Yeah.
his connections.
Right.
And the stories, you know, down the line, billions of dollars, you know?
Steve Jobs is the same. I mean,
Steve Jobs,
he was clever enough to steal
fucking-
from, what was his name? Wozniak or something?
Wozniak.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't really steal it from each other, and
know?
from what I understand, Wozniak is still a part of the Apple.
He
No,
was.
he's part
yeah,
of
he
it,
was,
but
yeah.
he's not the one. He wasn't the figurehead.
I mean, the same thing
He
with
wasn't figuring
Facebook.
anything out. He was just the guy
You know?
behind creating.
Yeah.
And then you had a
So
sales.
he's taking care of that guy. You know what's crazy about Microsoft too, which is like the only a few of the CEOs who took over after Bill Gates fucking are like millionaires now, right? So there's the most recent guy, Nadella, whatever. He's a millionaire now. Fucking set. Fucking the guy before him was like Bill Maher or whatever the hell his name was. Bill. It was like Bill Miller. I don't know what the fuck his name is. He's a fucking bald guy. He's worth millions or if not billions of dollars now because of he did some strategic investment. So like they offered him like stock options, stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, man, when it comes down to it, I think that high value skill. I mean, Warren Buffett talks about it all the time. He's like, it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if you went to school to learn it or however you learned it. If you get a high value skill.
See,
you do
Warren
really
Buffett's a good testament to being intelligent, not educated, intelligent. And like the difference between intelligent and educated is education something you pay to fucking be told you're good at and get a certificate or a diploma or whatever, you know? That's education. Intelligent is you actually taking time out of your day to learn a skill and hone that skill and use that skill for your benefit. That's intelligence, you know?
Right.
And Warren Buffett's a good example of intelligence because he took time to learn about investing. He's like a little numbers, little autistic or whatever the fuck he is, and he's going on about investing and learning and over 60 years of his life made billions of dollars off of honing his skill and learning his skill and perfecting his skill and taking time. He didn't become a billionaire till he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
He didn't become a millionaire till he was like 40 or some shit. Like it took time, which the stock market does. But it took time, consistency, learning, constantly investing, growing, and just keep going. And then, and that's what a lot of people don't understand is like shit takes time unless you got connections and somebody who's way smarter than you as a roommate in college that you can steal their idea.
Yeah, that's it. Just steal some ideas. But no, yeah, Warren Buffett, he was definitely good at, looking at undervalued stocks and analyzing businesses and then telling which ones were, good versus bad. And then he did say, never bet against America. So you've always betted heavily in
American
stuff. But like, and he's returned a significant amount of money. You know what's funny though is that so he has grandkids and everything like that. He's not giving them any money.
Yeah, he's giving it all away.
Yeah.
And again, though, that goes to his testament.
Good on him.
Learn a fucking skill. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Time to learn.
You know?
I heard the same thing.
Your
about
skill should be licking grandpa's balls because that's going to be pay off dividends in the long run.
Oh my goodness.
So I heard the same thing about the Trump boys. When they started off, they wanted stuff, and Trump was like, Donald was like, no, you're going to go and learn construction. So they were in there learning how to lay brick. They were learning how to go and lay drywall. They were in construction sites constantly, learning how to put in HVAC and everything. And they were actually like learning the trade on how to put things together, how to put buildings together, how to actually. And he's like, if you want to move up into the business, you better know the business from front to back. So he was teaching them from the ground up on how to become proper. And one of them was like, yeah, when I was working with the bricklayers, they're a bunch of Italian guys. And if you put on gloves, they would call you a little pussy. So they're like, oh, well, we never wore gloves, and we got in there and we did what we had to do. So teach them from the ground up on how to be a person. So that's a huge difference between like getting handouts and being this upper echelon of society by being given everything by your grandfather being a senator or a governor, or your grandmother like Nancy Pelosi being then you're just given that beautiful life. They went and earned it.
Well, look at Hunter Biden versus Donald Trump Jr. You know?
Donald Trump Jr. must be pissed that he didn't get all that cocaine and hookers.
I want to know what Barron said to him.
Me too.
Me too.
Oh, dude.
He was like,
yeah.
And he walked so cold.
and then like
away.
the look back was like awesome.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was brutal.
Oh.
And it was like, wow, did you say something bad? Like, I don't really know. It must have been terrible.
Well, he went from being happy-go-lucky, like Biden, happy-go-lucky dumb face, to just like, I shot myself.
You're going to fucking die.
Yeah.
You're going to hell.
So
I don't know what he said.
speaking of government moments this week and situations that happened, when Trump flew into L.A., wow, that was a crazy moment. I've never seen anything like that in politics.
I didn't see it.
No. I can't
Didn't
wait for
see
you.
either.
I can't wait for you guys to get caught up on that one. When it came down to that, Trump steps off the plane and he fucking runs into Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom's waiting on the bottom of the stairs and he gives him the handshake. And Gavin Newsom's trying to like pull him in. And then Trump does his like strong handshake, pulls him in, looks him dead in the eyes, says something to him cold as shit. Gavin Newsom tried to give him like this like small little pound, and Trump did one of those and slid his hand back through his hair. And he's just like, no, I'm not touching you. You are vile. You are an evil human being. You ran this fucking city into the ground. And then he walks over to the cameraman and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of glad that Gavin Newsom decided to show up to have me here. So then you see him like going through the countryside, and they go down to, what was it? The Firehouse 69. And on the way,
69.
yeah, 69, bro. So he went along and he like Trump went and met with people in front of the houses, and he's talking to him, and he's like, why haven't you started the rehabilitations? Like, why haven't you got in there and started cleaning up? And they're like, oh, we're not allowed to. We're not even allowed to go near our house. And he's like, why not? Like, why aren't you getting to work? Why aren't you doing this? And they're like, because we're not allowed to. And he's like, what do you mean you're not allowed to? This is your property, right? And he's like, yeah, but here in California, because of all the bureaucracy. So this is like, I'm putting it down right now, and I'm saying I believe we're going to see California red for the first time in 2 years.
You don't believe in the laser weapons and the blue roofs?
It's not that I don't believe in those. I saw all of that. I mean,
I saw that and I was like, what the hell? What kind of conspiracy shit is this now?
and nothing blue burned, and that. I'm like, wow, nothing blue did burn. So
They're saying people in China like covered their roofs in blue stuff. I'm like, get the hell out of here. This doesn't make any sense.
So, I'm not saying I don't believe in that. I mean, I've seen weirder shit happen. So, I'm not saying that I do believe in it, or I'm not putting any kind of faith into that. What I'm saying though is the fact that
How come none of the trees burned?
Trump went.
Yeah.
Weird.
Some pretty weird shit, man. That like, you had like houses burned to the fucking floor, but like trees like not catch fire, and fucking those blue fucking umbrellas in Maui and shit. Like, you're like, dude, what the fuck is going on? There's something fucked up going. And then you even had Trump say like something. He said something like something, happened. He's like, I can't talk about it, but something, and like.
So I'm going to go ahead and put this subject on pause until you guys next week and we can talk about it after you guys have actually listened to Trump call out all of the liberals on the panel, because it is beautiful. And I know you guys are going to have a great time with me as we talk about it next week. So we're going to put that one on pause.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I know that the fucking the mayor or whatever fucking name was like in Guyana and like didn't come back right away. It took forever, and then also like canceled like $100 million worth of funding for the fire department, and like her answers were ridiculous, you know. So it's just like,
dude, it's just like like when Trump was president the first time,
yeah,
and he called them out for like not doing their like deforestation fucking techniques,
yeah.
And they were like, oh, well, you know, we don't have the money for it or whatever the fuck it was. And they're like, Trump's stupid. He says, like, you know, they didn't cut down trees and that's why they had fucking wildfires last time or whatever. It's like, dude, and then they came out and they're like, oh, the fire department wasn't doing their controlled burns and, like, wasn't clearing brush and wasn't doing, like,
yeah,
you know, because the cutbacks and bullshit then, you know, that led to fires. And it's like, and then even the people talking about, like, State Farm canceling policies and stuff. And like I saw an interesting take on it where
it's not just State Farm though; it's all insurance. All insurance just said, "Fuck you, California. We're not involved. We don't want to be around you or any of your liberal bullshit."
People were talking shit about the insurance company. Yeah, people were talking shit about the insurance companies, and they're like, "Yo, they're kind of whistleblowers if you think about it." Because like when that started happening, was like, "Yo, like the risk was too high for insurance companies to be like, we're going to insure you guys." You know? So, like, they're, like, running from that because they know they're going to have to spend money, and that's the opposite of what insurance wants to do. So, they fucking started running from California, and it's like the homeowners, the politicians, the people should have went and been like, yo, the fuck is going on here? You know? And then a couple weeks later, fire started, and now it's like, oh, well, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
You know? And they're already talking about how they're going to rebuild it better and all this other shit. It's like, dude... You know, the same thing they did with Maui. Oh, we're going to rebuild it better. We're going to have resorts now. Really? Where those fucking people lived for fucking 50 years, 100 years, whatever, the generational families, like the native people to Hawaii that now can't afford to build a house again.
That's
and
so
don't
crazy.
Have insurance money coming to them. They got $400 and told to kick rocks, you know? Like
this is the new age smallpox.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you have volcanoes
Here's your blankets.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts. I mean, yeah, exactly. You would also think that, like, you know, I mean, whatever. You know, Hawaii has volcanoes and stuff. But, yeah, regardless, I mean, you know, you would learn that, like, wow, basically an entire city burned to the ground. Yeah. You know, what should we do to try to prevent that from happening? And what's so crazy, like, I'm going to put out these fires. Oh, fuck. We don't have water. Like, oh my God.
Yo,
wow.
How weird is it that coincidentally Maui didn't have water? And LA didn't have water.
Hold on a second.
How does that work?
So I know
droughts.
I know we're going to talk about it next week, but that was one of the most like pinnacle moments of the situation. Somebody in the Liberal Party in California is like, well, you know what? You guys are going to help us out. We're going to go ahead and get the firefighters what they need next time so that we can make sure we put out the fire. And Trump turns to him and looks him dead in the eyes and goes, yeah, you know, like water? Because, you know, you usually use water and you put it out on fires and then the fire goes out. And, you know, I told you, we're the party of common sense. Yeah. And you guys are not. And he's like, what do you mean we guys are? What, me? Like personally? He's like, yeah, you dumb fuck, you.
Yeah.
It's like it's so insane because it's like, yo, California, I mean, I don't know how far LA is from the water, but like Maui's surrounded by water. Like salt water.
It's on the water. It's literally on the water.
Because salt water puts fire out the same way fresh water does. So like you want to say you have droughts or whatever, like why wasn't there like again common sense?
They started
common sense, right? Like why not put in some sort of pump mechanism to pump salt water into fire hydrants or something? If you're prone to droughts and prone to fires, maybe put in some sort of mechanism to use that huge amount of water that you have just available there. Wow. You know? Like,
so yes, so you obviously have the saline problem, right? You have the salt water. Salt water will destroy like the organic, natural organic stuff in the soil. So there's reasons you can't.
Yeah, but so does fire.
Yeah,
what?
So does fire. Yeah,
you know, fire's gonna burn that tree down just like salt water's gonna kill it. Yeah, you know, like fucking.
That's true.
Like I'm sure there's like some sort of like desalination, or once you get the fresh water pumping again, wash it down, like.
Well, yeah. So in Israel,
once my house is protected and there's no more, I don't know, fire on it, then I'll worry about the grass next year.
Yeah. But so like my point is like, so in Israel, right, they have problems with, well, they don't have necessarily problems with it, but their water comes from the ocean.
Okay.
And they have like desalination plants.
Yeah.
So they take the ocean water, turn it into regular water, and then they use that for everything.
Right. Yeah. Didn't Mel Gibson come up with one of those plants or something like that? Some kind of like
Mel Gibson.
Yeah. It was like some kind of weird like movie star was like, hey, how about we do this kind of plan? And then it worked. And then it would actually sit there and take the salt out of the water and allow them to drink. But they just just abandoned that. Yeah, the plants over there.
They have things where they do in Africa that actually like takes water out of the air.
Yeah,
like, spins water out of the air somehow. I don't know. Fucking, it takes the moisture out of the air to provide fresh water to like villages and stuff.
Well, I know they do seeding too. Yeah. So like
cloud seeding.
Yeah, to make it rain.
Dubai shit where it fucking flooded.
No,
dude. So Dubai makes it rain.
Yeah,
like legitimate. So anyone who says that climate control is not real, just look at fucking Dubai because they make it rain in the fucking desert.
Yeah,
right. They literally make it rain in a fucking desert. There was nothing but sand there, but now they got trees and fucking grass. Yeah. They make it rain like once a month or once every other week or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But they had a malfunction in their fucking climate control system.
Yeah.
Right? They have like a climate control like system, like it's like a whole fucking thing. It didn't dry up. They couldn't stop it from raining. They couldn't make it stop raining. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it literally flooded Dubai. There was like 3 feet of water everywhere.
That's
in a
crazy.
fucking desert.
Yeah.
They had 3 feet of water all over their streets. Like it was flooding out the buildings, like all those big ass buildings that they had. It was flooding out the basements. It was like this crazy fucking problem that they had.
They had to come up with
somehow they figured out how to get it to shut off,
Yeah.
Well, they had to come up with these floats for their super expensive cars.
Yeah.
So you had like Bugattis and like
floating around.
Oh, dude,
like
it was insane.
Floating down the road. Yeah, to keep them up and out of the water as they were floating around.
Look it up. Look up Dubai flood, bro. It's fucking insane. And it's like
guys were on jet skis zipping around in the city having a good time.
Really? I'm gonna check that out.
Fucking nuts, bro. They had, it's like. And like literally, it was like funny because like I guess like Dubai weather was like, okay, Tuesday we're gonna make it rain for an hour and a half, Like,
yeah, that hour and a half became like 3
that hour and a half became like fucking a week straight. They're like, fuck.
Yeah. Oh, Jim,
shut it down.
What did you do? I was supposed to say 45 minutes.
You know about that like the major city they're building in like what looks like a skyscraper along the desert.
Oh, that fucking like
they live
it's like a
live
wall.
In it. Yeah. It looks like a big wall or a mirror, and like it's supposed to be like a whole self-sustaining city within it.
Oh, like that.
Well, they have like buildings in China where it's like they call it 15-minute cities or whatever, 10-minute cities. And it's like in China they have these buildings where everything you need is in the building.
Yeah.
The people do not need to leave the building. They have parks, they have schools, they have grocery stores, they have shopping, they live, work, eat, shit, sleep, everything in the building. They don't need to leave that building for anything. And that's why Dubai is just making like this like
it's like Fallout
elongated version
of it. Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking that, zombie apocalypse buildings.
Yeah.
Or mushroom buildings.
I kind of want a bomb shelter.
Yeah.
That's not a bomb shelter, bro. That's like a bomb paradise.
A bomb paradise. Got water parks under them shits.
Shelters are like under your house, and they're like 4 or 5 like rooms or something like that.
Yeah, people think you're crazy for having it.
They have like artificial sun.
Until something happens, and they're like, let me in.
Exactly. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we appreciate you guys coming and hanging out with us. Please like and subscribe. Go ahead and make some comments down below. Angelo's doing his little jiggy dance off to the corner next to me. So we all appreciate you like no other. I've loved all the comments and everything coming our way. Please continue to do so. And anybody, if you want to come on and hang out with us, any dear friends of ours, we'd appreciate hearing from you guys. At the same time, as always, we love you, appreciate you, and fuck off.